All right, so let's take a look. So Libra, your current energy related to whatever relationship you're thinking about, you came through as the Magician. So it seems to me that you're trying to create something or possibly change something in your life. Okay, and we're going to definitely get clarification on this because I didn't get a tremendous amount of information from this card, but you are clearly trying to create and or do something. Okay, the relationship that the person you're thinking about is in is a very different energy. They're in the Five of Staves, otherwise known as the Five of Wands. So they may be acting a bit defensive right now. They may be a bit confrontational at the moment, maybe unwilling to cooperate and coordinate, and maybe you're having a hard time getting them to agree to something. They're being a little confrontational, possibly a little stubborn, that kind of energy, okay? The general energy that the relationship is in came through as tradition in reverse, which is the Hierophant. So if this is the relationship, then this is a signal that the relationship could be ending or has ended, or the dynamic of the relationship is shifting and changing. Okay, so something about the relationship is either ending or changing. All right, and so the next kind of row of cards that I wanted to just talk to you about before we dig into details is the energy that you came in with relative to what you want from the relationship, all right, Libra? So like, what do you want from the relationship? Super sweet, the Two of Cups. So it looks to me like you want some kind of union. You want some kind of love from this relationship, and maybe that's what you're working on, Libra. Maybe you're working on trying to figure out a way to get here with this relationship that you're thinking about, whether it be with work or family or friends or a love relationship. You're really looking to kind of come together with someone or something if it's a job, right? You're really wanting to find like a middle ground, as Libras like to do. You know, so yeah, so you're coming in a very different energy than the person or the thing that you're thinking about. The person or the thing that you're thinking about is coming in as what they want from the relationship, as Judgment in reverse, which I thought was really interesting. And coupled with this, the Five of Wands, I think that they don't want to be in this energy anymore. I think they want to let it go, you know? So like, what do they want from the relationship? They want to stop this. They want to stop conflict, and they want to stop arguing, possibly if arguing is happening. They want to stop disagreements, you know, that kind of thing. It's like the energy that they are coming in as is what they want from the relationship is they probably want a little bit of peace, which is interesting because maybe they don't know how to do that. Or maybe there's something preventing them from, you know, kind of getting this turned up right and alleviating whatever's going on here for them. So we'll definitely dig into this too and see what we get, okay? And finally, the card that I pulled for, I asked for like a main obstacle or a main challenge for this relationship. And I got the Ten of Cups. And the Ten of Cups is all about finding our happily ever after. It's, you know, after a series of events, after some, you know, the course of our life, we finally end up in a place where we have everything that we want, even if it's temporary, right? We have everything that we want, and we're in a really good, happy place. So if this is the obstacle or the challenge for the relationship, maybe the reason this Hierophant is in reverse is because you guys have not been able to kind of get on the same page. You haven't been able to find your happily ever after. You haven't maybe been able to get out of this energy. So, you know, just kind of high level here, Libra, I'm getting that you are actually trying to work on maybe the energy that you're coming in as is suggesting that you are actually trying to find a way to keep this, right? You want to kind of keep this connection, and you want to keep whatever this thing is that you're thinking about. Unfortunately, the person you're thinking about or the thing you're thinking about is not exactly there with you yet. So let's see if we can get a little bit of clarification on why that might be, okay? So the first thing I want to take a look at, Libra, is I want to take a look at your energy. I want to take a look at what you're doing here as the Magician, all right? So your current energy came in as Magic or the Magician, and I want to take a look at that. So Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Cards are already starting to flip around. What clarification can we get for Libra, please, tied to this relationship to clarify this Magic card for the energy that they are currently in relative to this relationship, please? The Seven of Wands, itchy nose. The Knight of Swords. And the Sun. And the Four of Cups. And the Queen of Wands. Let's see here. So it's interesting because you have the Seven of Wands, which is also a card of defensiveness, all right? To clarify this Magician for the current energy that you're in. So it looks to me, Libra, like the person that you're thinking about, or the thing that you're thinking about, might be throwing some challenges your way. And you're trying to figure out how to keep up, defend yourself, you know, kind of how to, I think you're trying to be a Libra. I think you're really trying super hard to find the middle ground and still maintain your integrity and still maintain your truth, right? And so this person may be challenging you right now, or this thing you may be challenging you right now. And you're struggling a little bit to keep up the fight. And then you also got the Knight of Swords with that and the Sun. So you may be trying to get some, you may be trying real hard to communicate with this person. And to get just kind of things out in the open and clarified, and they may be resisting a little bit, right? You may be trying to really kind of talk things out, and you might possibly, with the Sun and the Knight of Swords, Libra, I will say that there's a possibility here that you might be being, that sounds really weird to say, maybe a little too aggressive for them in the way that you're approaching whatever it is that you're trying to talk to them about. Whatever's causing them to be in this energy might be a result of you being a little on the aggressive. When I say aggressive, I don't mean physically aggressive. I mean like you might be pushing them a little bit harder than they're ready for, if that makes sense. Because this energy right here is very aggressive. And I don't mean mean and physically aggressive. I just mean like, you know, sometimes when you really want to get something off your chest, you just like, you know, you're going to say it regardless. And sometimes people don't always appreciate that. And I'm saying that as a Libra sun. So I also have Venus in Libra. So I get it. And sometimes people don't want to hear our truth, you know? Two more cards that I pulled here to clarify this magic card or this magician was the Queen of Wands and the Four of Cups for the energy that you are currently in. And let's start with this one. The Queen of Wands for me is a very aggressive, generally like a very aggressive type of energy. So that substantiates what we talked about there for a second. So you might be coming off incredibly passionate. I mean, clearly you have something that you want to keep and you have something that you want to probably salvage, right? And so you might be kind of trying real hard, and it might be coming off a little bit on the, maybe you might be trying a little bit too hard, maybe. You might want to kind of ease back a little bit. Just think about it, you know. And maybe the suggestion here is to take more of a Four of Cups approach to this, which is you've probably already said some things and you've probably already explained some things to this person or this thing that you're thinking about. And so now you might want to sit back for a minute and just kind of let the cups sit for a minute, so to speak, right? And see how things shake out. Sometimes people need a minute to absorb what we say to them and to just process. Air signs tend to process pretty quickly. You know, not everyone is built that way. So we have to have a little bit of patience sometimes, which is not always easy, especially with this energy, right? Knight of Swords, not exactly patient.